Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and today to take a quick look at another network attached storage solution, which in this particular case it's the QNAP 328. So here we are with the QNAP 328, and guys, starting with the build quality and design. In terms of design, as you may see by some images, it's really simple, similar to some other units from QNAP that we have been using in the past. In terms of the build quality, it's made of this nice plastic. It's not metal, it's plastic, but it's not a cheap plastic. In terms of connectivity, as you guys may see by some images, one of the things that I do love on this machine is that it's a pure NAS. Now, the latest NAS units that we have been seeing, all of them bring HDMI outputs and so on and so forth, and sometimes all we need is a network attached storage solution, and this is one of the things that I really enjoy to see on this NAS unit. And one other thing that I really love on it is that I don't need to use screws. Those of you that follow the channel know that any network attached storage solution that comes in here, I always complain about using screws to attach the hard drives, which in this particular case, it has a really smart system actually, so that we can put the hard drives and then just plug it into the NAS unit, and that's about it. All we need to do is to fit the hard drives and then slide them in, and that is it. Now, in terms of performance, this unit is using a Realtek SoC, which is very familiar to us here on the channel. Not so much on this kind of system, but more on Android TV boxes. And one example is the Zido X9S, which uses the 1295 from Realtek. And this just means that in terms of raw performance, I'll put something on screen so that you guys may have an idea compared to some Intel CPUs. But the advantage on some ARM SoCs, which is in this particular case the 1296 from Realtek, is that for those of you that will be using one of these units to store media, and I'm talking about videos and audio, then these devices are great to decode and encode. And if we compare to Intel CPUs on the same level of raw performance, usually ARM is on the edge in terms of encoding and decoding. So depending on the usage that you will give to this machine, it might be interesting. Now, it also has 2 GB of RAM, which is more than enough for what we will be doing with one of these devices. Now, in terms of the setup, these days network attached storage solutions, not only from QNAP but some other respectable brands that we have seen, are very easy to set up. Nothing is required from our part. All we need to do is to plug it in to our network and plug it into the power socket, and that's almost about it. After that, all we need to do is to choose from this menu and that menu, and the device will do all the work for us. But of course, before we start using it, we will need to insert a few hard drives. In this particular case, 3. I'm using 3 Toshiba N300 NAS discs, and as I said before, it's really easy to insert the hard drives. And one other cool thing is that this is a 3-bay NAS. Now, I've used 2-bay, 4-bay, 5-bay NAS units, some of them on my daily basis. I've tested a few also here on the channel. This one is cool because it has 3, and it will allow us to use RAID 5, meaning that we will have, in this particular case with 12 terabytes, I have 8 terabytes free for storage and 1 disk for redundancy, which is really cool and safe. So at any time, if I lose 1 disk, I just need to pull it out, insert a new disk, and the RAID will rebuild itself. In terms of software, it's using the TS-328, and what I can say is that it's a really complete software. Guys, those of you that have already QNAP units, you know what I'm talking about. We have a lot of applications that we can install. We have a lot of features that we can take advantage in terms of servers, especially when we talk about Plex and Kodi or MB servers. We have a lot of options. Now, one of the things that I really find important on any network attached storage solution that I use, as you guys are aware, I've got a few of them working at the back, and one thing that I really need on my office especially is silence, because I do record voiceovers, I do record some videos for you guys on YouTube, and this is something that I really need. Now, I've got a microphone right on top of me, and one thing that suggests is that this is a silent unit. Now, we have the option to control the fan, which I really enjoy on QNAP units. The minimum that I can get is 1% on the fan, which is dead silent, and the overall unit is dead silent. The only thing that I can hear is the hard drives when we are moving data around, but that will happen with any mechanical hard drive, unless we use an SSD, then we will have no noise at all. But what I can say in terms of noise is that this is a silent unit. It has wake on LAN, so if it goes to sleep and we access it with our mobile phone or any computer inside our network or outside, it will wake up, so it's really cool as well. And that's about it, guys. In terms of the overall experience, it's great. All we need to do is to decide where we want to use and what for we want to use our network attached storage solution, and that will be the starting point to start and look and choose for this model right over here, or something lower or something higher in terms of performance. But one thing that they all have in common is the software. QTS is a really complete software, so I don't see anyone buying one of these things and then finding itself limited after 6 months or 1 year, as we have seen with other more basic network attached storage solution. And that is it regarding the QNAP 328. If you guys still have any questions, any doubts regarding this kind of device, this model or any other model that we have seen here on the channel, hardware, software, what we can and can't do, leave your comment down below. I will try my best to answer as fast and as best as I can. And that is it. As always, my name is Roberto George, and I'll see you guys on the next one.